Hello and welcome to episode number 265 of the Launch Lounge podcast. In today's episode, you'll discover how to double your launch revenue without doubling your workload using my stacked launch plan. So stay tuned. Hello and welcome to another episode of the Launch Lounge podcast. I hope you all had a lovely Easter. If you had a break like us in Australia, I hope you got to rest and relax a little bit. I know a lot of countries around the world take Friday, maybe sometimes Thursday, and Monday off. My husband is so lucky. His company even takes Tuesday off. And then we've got another holiday coming up this Friday in Australia. We've got Anzac Day coming, and then we've got Labor Day coming. So I love this time of year when there's a lot of holidays where the kids are home and my husband's home, Emil is home. And I can sneak off to my office and get something done if I need to and spend the rest of the day by the pool reading a book. Yesterday, I just lay by the pool listening to the birds and reading a book, and it was so blissful. I hope you had a lovely Easter as well. I was talking to one of my clients last week about her past launch, and we were reminiscing about how far she'd come in about a year. She's got this amazing signature course that she sells for around $1,500, and she's been launching it successfully for about a year now, maybe a little bit over a year, because she started working with us about a year ago. But we kept noticing something in her post-launch data. And if you work with me or if you have been one of my students, you'll know I am a stickler for sending out a survey, a post-launch survey. I have a survey that I give all my students and my clients to send out so that we can understand why the people who bought the course. What was it that made them say yes, so that we can do more of that in the next launches. And we survey the people who signed up for the webinar or the video series or the challenge or the bootcamp or whatever, but did not buy. And we ask them, why didn't they buy, right? Maybe not directly like that. We have a better phrased question, but we're trying to narrow down the different objections that we find and the reasons why people maybe considered buying but then didn't, so that we can help them in the next launch overcome those objections and so that we can meet the needs of our customers in a better way, right? Because we're always making this up, right? We never get to a place where we have it all figured out, and markets change and the needs of our customers change. So we always survey them. But we keep noticing with this client of mine, we kept noticing something in her post-launch data that was driving us crazy. A significant portion of her audience they were highly engaged. They all participated in the launch. They all showed up for the webinar. They opened the emails, they ask questions, and then they don't buy. And it's enough to drive anyone insane, right? They're engaged, they're there, they're talking, speaking, they're saying yes, they're like all the things, but then they don't buy. So I wonder if this sounds familiar to you, if you've been in that position. I bet for some of you it does, because this happens to so many launches. You've created this brilliant offer that meets the needs of most of the people in your audience. You launched it profitably, and you know it works well for the majority of your audience. But even though you offer payment plans and you offer a full pay option to make it easy for everyone to afford it, your offer might not be the one-size-fits-all offer that your customers are looking for. Your audience might have outgrown the one-size-fits-all offer. Many of them might be ready to go deeper. They might be ready to invest more, and they might be ready to get results faster, if only you provided them with that option. So maybe they didn't buy your entry point course because what they're looking for is way beyond your entry point course, but you didn't know that because you offer your entry point course and then you only sell what comes next to those people who've been in your course, right? So here's the thing. When you only offer the one solution, you're leaving a lot of money on the table. You're saying to your most committed prospects, this is all I have for you. And that's a little bit like a luxury car dealership only selling their base model and wondering why their high-end customers are walking away. Or even if you do have one of these, what I call it's a deeper offer, a more advanced offer, you're doing that launch separately from your front end course offer or from your main offer, which means you're doing twice the amount of work to get the money you're getting now. And I'm going to show you today how you can cut that workload in half and offer both things in one launch. And what my client discovered is, and what I'm going to share with you today is that when you add a deeper version of your course or your service alongside your signature offer in the same launch with more support or faster implementation, then you're able to increase your launch revenue without creating additional content or extending your launch timeline. Pretty cool, hey? And so I call this a stacked launch, but that's just a fancy name that I came up with to differentiate between one launch with two payment plans or a launch with an upsell, right? This is not an upsell necessarily. This is a deeper offer, and I'm going to explain what it means. That's why I called it a stacked launch. So what is the problem with a one offer launch, right? I wonder if you've ever felt confused about how to serve the newbies in your audience and the advanced customers, the more advanced students. I know I used to have this problem, and I have one client in particular with who I talk about this all the time because her membership is also geared towards the more advanced person in our audience. But the people who follow her on social media are the newbies. The people who sign up for her lead magnets are the newbies. And so we're constantly thinking about how to bridge this gap between the advanced students and the newbies. And I don't think the solution is to create two different signature courses, right? So I used to struggle with this so much when I just started as an ads manager. I was in a mastermind with somebody who was an Instagram expert because I was trying to build my Instagram account and wanting to learn from someone with a successful business. And we talked about this over and over and over because I couldn't figure out, how do I create content on Instagram for this advanced customer, this person who's going to hire me to run ads for them? Because the type of content I could put on social media or sound bites, they're tiny little beginner stuff. You can't unpack the profitability of a launch in a social media post. And so I had trouble wrapping my head around how to create front-end content, social media content, email marketing content that appeals to the more advanced person who's going to pay me to run their ads for them. What I didn't know is that if I create my content, tailor my content to the newbie, the advanced person automatically comes with. The advanced person is not the one who's going to engage with the social media content. The advanced person is going to come and see that there is content, and maybe 2 out of the 10 posts is going to connect with something that she has wondered about, is confused about, wants to learn more about, but not all 10. But the fact that there are 10 posts there, right, that's going to give me authority. And so then she is going to reach out and we are going to talk. And so it took me a while to figure out the difference between creating content for a newbie that goes on the front end of your audience building versus creating offers for advanced students and people who have the money and the resources to go deeper because they want the results faster. So when I created A-Lister, I knew there are people in my audience who have never run ads and they've never gone live and they've never done email launches or any kind of launches. And so I started speaking more towards them. And a funny thing happened when I did this is the more I started speaking to the newbies, the more I got applications to work with us in the agency or applications for me to run the ads with them. And so that's how I learned this valuable lesson. So whenever you're creating a launch and you have launched this offer a few times and it's working, You're leaving money on the table by continuing to launch this offer only to this one customer. Your customers have matured as you have matured. And by only continuing to offer this one way that you solve this problem, you're leaving a lot of money on the table and you're creating unnecessary work for yourself and for your team. The reality is that every audience is made up of people who are at different readiness levels. And this is similar to the stages of awareness that you've heard me talk about on other episodes. Their readiness levels is somewhat determined by the amount of pain that they're in, how badly they want the desired end result, and the time and money they're willing to put in to get a result faster, right? So some people in your audience, when you're creating an offer, when you have that offer and you're ready to launch, you're going to address the same pain points for both of these groups. You're going to address the same deepest desires for both of these groups. You're going to send them to the same offer, but then you're going to add in a deeper level for those who are truly ready to go deeper with you, to go faster with you, to put more time and effort into it, and they're willing to pay to put the time and effort in with you because they want to see the result faster, all right? So when you're forcing everyone into just one cut and paste offer, you're leaving money on the table, and you could actually be sitting on a gold mine and not even knowing it because there's people in your audience who's not buying your course because they want more from you, right? So let's talk about how the stacked solution works. How does it work to add this deeper version? You start by asking yourself, how can I, in one launch, the same launch, think about these two customers and identify the pain points that they have that are similar or the same, exactly the same, and the deepest desires that they have that are exactly the same. And so you speak to both segments, pains and desires in the launch, and they have to align, right? You pitch your solution, your course, your offer to both customers at the same time, right? Both of them are going to say, yes, what I want is this solution. And then when you're at the point where you're presenting your offer, you offer the first one completely confidently the way that you normally would. And then you add for those of you who want to go deeper. Some of you might be sitting here thinking, but I'm ready to get this faster. I'm ready to work with you one-on-one to get an even bigger result sooner. I have good news for you. I'm going to help you get there even faster. And now this is where it's important to pitch this as your course or your program is already the solution. Your deeper offer is even faster, even sooner, even bigger, right? You present your deeper offer as the solution for those people who want even more. Be careful to contrast it so that your primary offer sounds like a less than. It should never sound like a less than. Your deeper offer sounds like a more than always. So be careful of that, all right? And I'm not just talking about adding a payment plan. This is not just, okay, well, some of the people can afford full pay and some people can afford payment plan. This is also not an added bonus for the people who do full pay. This is not this. This is a whole nother deeper level of working with them where you add more of your time, more of your expertise, or something that's going to help them get results faster, right? So you position your standard offer first, then you introduce the deeper version as an option for those who want more. And be careful not to undermine the first offer. If you're ready to start scaling your business, get back your time, and step into your freedom empire, listen up. I'm excited to share that we've got just 2 spots opening up in our VIP client level in May. We're taking on 2 new course creators in the Launch Lounge marketing and ads agency during May. And honestly, we are pretty pumped about what we're offering. Here's the deal. We don't just run your ads. We're your go-to growth partners who look at your whole marketing picture. The best part? We've built some really cool AI tools that our clients are loving. These tools help spruce up your launch copy so it actually connects with your audience. They make your webinar content way more engaging, and they spot those missed opportunities in your sales process so you can turn more viewers into buyers during your launches. Our clients tell us they're finally getting off that exhausting launch roller coaster. They're seeing sales come in consistently and getting back precious time with their families. If you're already making at least $100K per year, have an offer that people love, and you're committed to doing the work to scale, we should definitely chat. You've built something awesome. Now let us help you grow it without the stress. Just head over to thelaunchlounge.com/agency and apply. But don't wait too long. Those 2 spots won't hang around. One of my clients sells a DIY divorce course, right? You can do your own divorce, represent yourself. It's a fantastic service that I absolutely love and adore for women at this stage in Australia, but we're working towards getting it everywhere. But the beauty of what they do is they have one launch and they'll have the offer of the DIY course, which goes to everyone. And then there is a deeper offer where you get to also work with the lawyer, right? This can work particularly well if your course or your service that you offer has some level of coaching to it. And it works even better when your service has a degree of they can do it by themselves. They don't need support, right? So I think the thing to ask yourself is, where can I identify a subsection of my audience who's going to buy my course where more support or going deeper with them in some way, it can be more time, but it doesn't have to be more of your time. It can be more of your resources. It can be more of your team's time. It can be more community. However, that person is going to get faster results. That's the way you go deeper with them. So I want you to ask yourself, in your current offer for your signature course, if 20% of the people who bought your course right now also took you up on a deeper offer that was priced at 2 or 3 times the amount that you're charging for your course, how much more money would you make and how much more work would you have to do? Maybe you'll make a lot more money and you'll do the same amount of work, right? It's the same amount of work. And then the beauty of getting to do this a few times is that after a while you can do this launch with your 2 offers, and then once you've taken those foundational people, those people who only take you up on the core offer, you can take them through another offer to upsell them at the end of that live support that you offer into the deeper offer. Okay, so that is going to be a little bit more work on your behalf, but a lot of people traditionally only sell their deeper offers at the end of the live support. I'm saying there's people sitting in your audience right now who's ready to go deeper with you, who's ready to take you up on it from day one. So start offering it to them from day one. So there you have it. That is the stacked launch plan that could potentially double your revenue without doubling your workload. To recap, first, recognize that many of your prospects are actually ready to invest more for faster results and deeper support. And by offering just one solution, you're leaving money on the table. Second, create a tiered approach with your standard offer and a deeper version that provides more hands-on implementation help and direct access to you. And third, position these offers clearly so that they complement each other and they don't compete with each other. And finally, consider how you might extend the strategy by creating additional premium experiences for your most committed students who are hungry for more. So I want you to imagine your next launch with this strategy in place. You're confidently presenting your offers, knowing you've created the perfect pathway for everyone in your audience. Those who want more support, feel truly seen and valued, and eagerly invest their higher level dollars in your higher level support. You're finally capturing the full value of what you provide without working harder or creating more content. This is exactly how you build a sustainable freedom empire, by leveraging your expertise more strategically and serving your audience at every level they're ready for. You already have everything you need to make this happen in your next launch. If you found this episode helpful, I'd love to hear about it. Take a screenshot while you're listening and share it on Instagram. Tag me at _launch_lounge and let me know what your biggest takeaway is. On Thursday, we'll be diving into how you should delete your email subscribers and why. So be sure to listen and don't miss it. Until then, keep building your freedom empire, one strategic launch at a time. I'll talk to you soon. Bye. Before you go, if today's episode helped you, imagine how many more lives could be transformed if other creators, coaches, and experts found these strategies too. Your shares and reviews help more course creators discover how to get their knowledge out into the world. Please take a moment to rate the show and leave a quick review. When you do, we get to reach more people and we make a bigger impact together. Because when more people who help people succeed, the world becomes a better place. Thank you.